Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We're going to be running some vents so we can vent. We're going to be running vents so we can vent. I'm going to put a vent from here to run off of that wall. And then we're going to put one on the end to run over to the corner over there. But first, we must eat. I'm thinking this guy in the middle of the room somewhere there. And then once the vents run, we can put some sheets down. We got more venting over there. I'll put it in front of the window. I think like here somewhere. Yep. And then we can put some sheets down. I guess. Oh, look, you can see me in the mirror over there. Eating my chocolate bar. We're gonna have to take out this one and seal off that hole right there. Gonna need a sawzall for that. You know why they call it a sawzall? Because it saws it all. I believe we've got a metal blade in here. There's one. And oh. So since we have the opportunity right now to run new vents, because that vent, the door's right there. It's like right in walking path, which I don't know why they would do that. We're going to cut a hole right there, run a vent to somewhere here, and a hole in the back, and then run a vent over to here. That's the plan. So you need the grinder. Which we have. Nice flex grinder, the best grinder I've ever used. Look at how smooth that is. Like, there's no vibration in this thing. Unbelievable. Way better than any of the name brand stuff that I've used in the past. I can tell you a story about how I ended up with Flex. What we were doing, I was doing a job. I seen them in the hardware stores before, right? Like Rona's and stuff like that. And they're advertising their brand. And they're saying their stuff is so amazing. And I was very skeptical about buying this product. But just so happens, this one job, somebody had stole my drywall router. And I needed a drywall router. They stole it months before. I needed a drywall router, anyways, it cost me like, I think it was going to cost me about like a couple $100 just to get it was $198 to get my Makita drywall router to match my Makita gun. Right, because obviously if you have tools, you want all the batteries to be interchangeable. And anyways, so 5.5 by 4.5 is the hole we gotta cut. So you want your batteries to be interchangeable, especially if you're using a screw gun and a drywall router. But just to buy the bare tool was $198. And I just happened to be checking a couple stores out. And I ended up at Rona. And just checking to see how much their Makita drywall router was. I'd already gone to Home Depot. It was like, it was almost $199, bare tool. And I wanted to see if maybe I could get some kind of deal at Rona. And then I happened to notice the Flex. They had a Flex drywall router kit with a gun, a feeder, a drywall router, 2 batteries, a bag, and if you bought it at that time, you could get a special gift like a radio or a vacuum. And so I ended up, I'm like, you know what? I'll buy it. If it sucks, I'll return it. And that whole kit cost me $320. And I was like, man, for the extra like $100, because that's really all it was, $120. I'm getting 2 batteries, and there were the slim batteries like what's on the back of this slim 2.5 hour batteries on the back of this Flex grinder. And so I said, what's the worst that could happen? If I don't like it, I'll return it. I bought that drywall router kit, and after I bought that drywall router kit, they had another sale and another sale after that, and I was like, then I ended up buying what do you call it? A screw gun, like the Impact and the one with the chuck on it. And I was like, so now I had more batteries than I did working with Flex than I had with Makita, because I had 12 batteries, and out of the 12, I think four or six of them worked. And I still have the Makita saw. So I like the Makita saw, and I just want Flex to make an identical copy of that Makita saw, because if they can do that, oh my god. The setup is amazing. Like, not to mention, and by the way, and I'm not sponsored by Flex, and I don't get paid by Flex, and I don't get any affiliation by Flex. Like, look at this Sawzall. Like, there's barely any vibration in this thing. It's amazing. Rafter hook. Unbelievable. So, I just started buying Flex tools. So much so, like, I have that skill saw, I've got the nail gun, I've got, like, I've got a bunch of Flex stuff. And the crazy thing is, Flex tools are just the best tools I've ever used. This grinder has grind more shit on jobs, on like I did a parging wall job where I did the whole house on one battery. Like, it was insane. The batteries are amazing. They did have a problem where the batteries leaked, but they would just send you another battery and you're good. I have yet to send them in. I have a couple batteries that went bad, like 4. But with that guarantee, like, you're covered, right? You're covered. So right now, we're in the process of installing a vent, because they only have this vent, which is in the way of everything. We'll probably end up putting this here. And what I'm going to do is I got to cut some... I'm going to plan this out first before I cut that, because I'm pretty sure these are 14 and a half. Hopefully the wood I brought in is enough. 14 and a half. That way we can run the vent exactly where it's going to go, and we're not going to have any issues from that there on. But yeah, that's how I ended up with Flex stuff, and it's honestly the best tool I have ever used to date. There's nothing that beats it. You can buy your Hiltis, you can buy all that other stuff, but realistically, Flex is a cut above the rest. We've got a framing nailer. What else do we need? We've got our impact. So we're going to need that. We need some actual framing nails. Running low on nails. Our nails got a T-square. That. I gotta grab a 2x4. I'll be right back. You're going to need to cut some stuff. Like Flex makes some amazing tools. Again, you'll probably hear me say it a lot. I've never actually been excited to work with tools as much as I have been with these tools. So for now, I need 14.5. And I guess before we really install, I just kind of want to set this up where it needs to go. And then that way I can so I'll need at least two 14.5-inch pieces. 14.5, and then 14 5/8 because we're using the big blade. So we're going to need, I'll just take the battery out of this. Throw it in there. This is another cool feature. It actually pops the battery out. Look. It just pops the battery out. Just press that button, it shoots it out. I like how you can see how much power you got, which is pretty sweet. Very accurate. So we can run that there. See where the center of this room is. I'm gonna guess. Let's do a guess. The center of the room is gonna be here. Let's see how close we are. Center of the room. Drywall. Looks like 88. Let's see how close we were. Oh. It's actually 75. Because right here, my center mark. So 71 and 88 is probably 76, 75. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, 82. So the middle is 4.5. That should be the middle. $79. And 79. So that's the center. It's a 4x10, so 10 inches there, 10 inches there. It's right here. That fits perfectly. Only thing is I should have had the, because now, I guess I gotta cut it out the bottom, not the top. Because with the 90 coming down, that's where we're entering on the bottom there. I wonder what this block of wood is here for. Okay, so, and the wall See how far away from the wall we're going to be. There's a lot of restructuring happening here. So yeah, that's a good, tight against that joist is pretty good. So I'll probably need to cut one more piece of wood, 10 inches. And yeah, now I got to line up my pieces on the piece I'm sitting on. Shit, which was the mark? I made so many marks. I think this was the 79. I should make a center mark. Oh wait, no. So that's 10 here. Pretty sure. No, 10 would be there. That would be 10. To be exact, that's what the center is. The center mark like this, C, and then we're just gonna go 5 like that, 2 by 4 on that side. Stop moving. I'm not left-handed, even though I play hockey. Just mark down. X on that side. Oh, it's Reno Cat. Hi, how is Hendrix today? This cat apparently loves hopping in and out of the floor, and apparently he cries in the room until I show up because he wants to be in there. Well, it looks like we're gonna have to slide this bad boy. See, I'm glad I didn't start cutting. I would have started cutting holes, and then I would have had a big hole there. Feels like this joist is a little bit lower. Probably because I ground it down. Right, let's get the nail gun in action here. Gotta pull my ring shank 2-inch nails from nailing down some smaller stuff. What I could do is, oh wait, gotta turn it on. Oh, the battery's dead. Wait, no, there's two bars. Oh, you know what? Because I had that thing in. I had this pressed down. That's why I wouldn't do that. Okay. Oh wait, there's also a nail. For whatever reason, there's a nail. I guess it broke off in the strip. There we go. Put that in there. nice and nailed. Feel the nail is sticking out at the bottom here. I don't like that, so get caught. It's nicely nailed. Basically, just gonna stick that in there like that. Oh, why is it still like a quarter-inch wider? Well, it's good to know. So we can cut into the side of that vent. Hopefully I have the right vent now. I guess I could just reverse. Because originally, I was gonna put this one on top and run it through, but now the vent sticks down too low. So now we got this guy. So I'm just gonna have to reverse. We'll do this one there and then this one over here, off the back. But I'm going to have to cut that piece of wood out to get access. For whatever reason, what's this do though? That's made with real nails. Look at that. Actual framing spikes from 70 years ago. These are the best nails you can build with. There should be a company that actually makes strip nails. I always save spiral nails. They're super good because like once they go in, they're a pain in the ass to get out, which is what you want. And the gauge of these nails is way thicker than the gauge of these nails. Like you can, it's almost like one of these nails is two of these nails. Just a little bit thinner. And as you can see, they are harder. They're harder to get out. I'm not going to need that, but I will. And look, just a little tap in there. Perfect. Back to normal. So now we're going to have to cut that vent into the side. I want to see with my 90. About a 90. How much lower is that going to go? I gotta put it right against the bottom. going to be hard to mount that. I will only be able to run because that's so close to the bottom and the top. I can only fold the ears on the side, and I'll have to tap, put a screw through the side of these, and I'll just have to sit in like that. Because once it goes in, you want to fold these over, and I won't be able to fold over these sides. And it makes no sense I should have got. I had a different plan, but I should have got one that vents from the side in. I could always go to the hardware store, because if that's the case, what we could do is you could run this one and then throw the sheet down, because I don't need to close this section just yet. Yeah. That's what I'll do. At least this one. Some reverse engineering. I had a plan in my head, and it was a little bit different than what we're going to do now. We're still going to put one there. It's just I might have to rearrange the blocking now. I might have to turn that on the flat and pull that out. Because if this vent, if we get a vent that goes like this, now that's in the way. But this would work here. Yeah. That's the thing about renos, you know, it's not always the way you want it to go. Alright, we did all this talk about using the tools and the sawzall and everything else. Might as well cut this out because we don't need this there. That's actually what's holding the vent up. Great. So once I cut this out, the vent's going to drop. See that? It dropped right down. Alright. Bashed in on the sides. Yeah, this would be the bench to be right against the joist. use the kitty cat claw. Pull it out. If it lets me. Blue shit in my eyes. It's an aluminum vent too. So there's no strapping holding this fucking thing up. Just something new. I guess what I could do is literally drive a screw up into it. That's not going to work because and this strap is broke right here. This is another thing that's supposed to be holding it up. If I pull the vent up too much, it's, oh my god. It's too high for that.
Can you open up the back door so I can fall down the
Brother!
What?
Why so hostile?
Because the way you said that.
What?
Are you letting me?
I think we should go to the store real quick.
Yo, need you to move the truck so I can get in quick.
I think we should run to the store quick.
For what?
The one vent I got is not going to work for here.
Fuck it. Just put it down. Fuck her, man. What? We're really gonna go another day without floor?
No, we're going to put floor in today.
That's what you say now at fucking 3 o'clock.
We need one that goes this way. Unless you want to go get it.
So,
Go.
boy, I'm taking the truck
Where?
to go get this.
What?
It's just
I'm
joking.
trying to dump truck stuff. I gotta be ready for 7.
one.
I gotta be there at 7:15.
Huh?
You know, it's called on time.
What one do you need?
Gotta be somewhere so I could get more fuel. So we gotta show up on time.
I need one that, instead of venting down, vents out the side. The better that I go. 4 by 10. Well, we gotta move the truck anyway, so I'll just go.
You go with
Alright, we're going to the store. Gotta get more stuff. Ending the live.
Next time you know what to get, what goes.
I have it.
She's not